Federal investigators are beginning to remove the wreckage of a small plane that crashed in Bowie over the weekend. All 3 people on board were killed. Police say the aircraft was returning to the Montgomery County Airpark after a training flight. The plane crashed into a small wooded area very close to a townhome community. We have team coverage tonight. News 4's Adam Tuss is learning more about the pilot and the 2 passengers who died. But we begin with Darcy Spencer. Darcy, investigators we know are still working to piece together what went wrong here. What's the latest?
Well, exactly, and I want to show you where I am right now. You know, that plane crashed in this wooded area right here behind me. And what you're seeing is the heavy equipment that was brought in today. This loader has been in and out of this wooded area, taking pieces of the plane and loading them onto a flatbed truck, which you can't see because the truck is blocking that. This activity has really been going on over the last hour as the NTSB launches its investigation into the cause of this crash. Part of a privacy fence torn down to make way for heavy equipment used to clear a path to the small plane that went down Saturday night in a neighborhood park in Bowie. Federal investigators documenting the scene, moving pieces of the wreckage as they search for the cause of the crash that claimed 3 lives. There were no survivors on board. The National Transportation Safety Board now on scene trying to figure out why the plane crashed about 11:30 Saturday night in a wooded area very close to a townhouse community just off Annapolis Road. Police say they didn't get any 911 calls about the crash, but emergency communications was alerted through an iPhone notification that there was a crash at Route 50 and 301 about 2 miles from the wreckage off Scarlet Oak Terrace in the Bowie Forest neighborhood. Neighbors told News 4 they heard something but thought maybe it was thunder or a car crash in the area. They didn't see any smoke or fire.
It sounded like just lightning and thunder. There was nothing indicating that something like that had happened.
Once the NTSB wraps up at the crash site, the wreckage will be transported to a facility for evaluation as the investigation continues. Right now, the circumstances surrounding the crash are unknown. The crash notification came in just before midnight. It took hours to find the wreckage. According to dispatch audio, the FAA reported losing contact with the aircraft. The wreckage was found about 3:45 Sunday morning.
The friends of the plane crew were out looking and they found the plane to the rear of Rita's.
Investigators will be looking at the pilot, the plane, and the environment. Among the factors they'll consider, recordings of air traffic control communications, radar data, weather reports, what the pilot had been doing within the last 72 hours, as well as aircraft maintenance records. Neighbors tell News 4 they were saddened by the fact that 3 men died in the crash, but were thankful no homes were hit and no one was hurt on the ground.
The trees, I guess the trees kind of stopped the impact from hitting the back of our townhouses. And, you know, I want to thank God for that it didn't actually hit our townhouse or catch on fire.
And we heard that from so many people who live right there in that neighborhood. Sad that those men died, but this definitely could have been a lot worse. The NTSB expected to release a preliminary report within the next 30 days. Also today, Maryland State Police released the names of the 3 men who died. And we pick up this story with News 4 transportation reporter Adam Tuss. Adam, really tough day for those friends and family members.
Absolutely, Darcy, and we're going to give those names in just a second, but I can tell you here at the Montgomery County Airpark, you know, the aviation community is so tight-knit, especially when you get to this kind of level, this small plane level of aviation community. And all day today, that community has been showing up here to grieve and show love. Inside an office building and small airplane hangar here at the Montgomery County Airpark, the piloting community, friends and loved ones coming in and out to pay their respects. The pilot has been identified by Maryland State Police as 26-year-old Yoav Bromrein from Israel. The 2 young passengers, 19-year-old David Rabinovitz, also from Israel, and 20-year-old Elad Nadick from Canada. State police say they were on a flight path taking them from Ocean City, New Jersey, here to the Montgomery County Airpark, but they never made it. At the main building of the Montgomery County Airpark, we spoke to the family of the pilot, although the family did not wish to speak on camera. One woman clutches what appears to be a backpack. She gets a hug and is walked by family members out to a car. In the pilot's Gaithersburg neighborhood, not far from the airpark, the word is spreading.
It's devastating to hear, especially because it's like so close to here too.
It appears many of the pilot, Yoav's friends, live in this community as well. Neighbors say the group has always been friendly.
Those people were there. They were very like tranquil. They're very sweet. Anytime you talk to them, they're going to greet you with a smile. It's really sad to hear though.
As one flight takes off from the airpark today, many planes similar to the single-engine Piper Cherokee that crashed quietly lining the airfield. And back now live at the Montgomery County Airpark, where it has been a somber day. Guys, I can tell you that I did walk into the flight school, which is right here on the grounds. I asked them to give us any information that they could about these 3 young members of their community, and they just asked us flat out to respect their privacy. Back to you.
I certainly can understand that, Adam, yeah.
Very sad.